Well, good afternoon, good morning. Welcome to this special episode of Kevin at 11. So today we're going to talk about every real estate agent's greatest fear. Why is this so important? Because fear is what tends to stop us. It shouldn't stop us, but it tends to stop us. And so we're going to talk about why we're afraid and how to get over it. So when I started a real estate agent, if I think about what was I actually feeling with this fear? And here's what I was feeling. I was feeling shame. That's what I was feeling. Shame. I was feeling shame because I didn't want to get exposed that I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know how to approach. I mean, I was ashamed to look bad. And so this fear of looking bad actually was one of my greatest obstacles to overcome. Now, how did I overcome it? Well, here's how you overcome it. You take action and do it anyway. That's it. You got to take action. You got to talk to people. Yeah. See, here's the thing. So what as new agents are, and it's not just new agents. In fact, the reality is that sometimes seasoned agents can actually have more shame than new agents. Because a new agent, like, I know it's like expected that you don't have deals, you don't have listings, you don't have any of this. But when you're a seasoned agent, you're like, people know I've been in real estate for 5 years or 2 years, and I don't have any listings right now. I don't have any business right now. And so it's like, oh, what if people find out what I actually don't have? Okay. And so what do you do with this? So when I started, I was just like, I felt ashamed. I didn't know what I was doing. So one of the keys to getting good at real estate is role play. You got to practice. You got to role play. I was ashamed to role play because I didn't want to look silly. I was ashamed to prospect. Especially, I didn't want to prospect where other agents could hear me. So I was in a real estate office, had a lot of agents, and at first I was in what they call the fishbowl, which is our big training room where all the new agents prospected. And then once you got your first closing, you got to move into the bullpen where they had all these cubicles. So you had your own cubicle, but like everybody could hear you, right? And so I was ashamed of like, oh no, I don't want to look crazy. I was ashamed when I didn't have listings. I was ashamed when somebody hung up on me. I was ashamed that I was driving an 8-year-old ugly Jeep. And so for me, shame was this fear of being exposed, that I didn't know what I was doing. And I get it. It's a natural fear. It's a natural feeling. But here's what I was actually ashamed of. I was ashamed of sucking. I didn't want to suck. And so here's what I'm going to tell you today. If you're going to ever get good at real estate, you have to embrace the suck. Okay. I think this is really every agent's greatest fear. It's a fear of sucking, of looking like you don't know what you are doing. And I sucked. I knew it. That was the truth. I'd never done this before. So I'm like, I had scripts, but I was like, but I don't know how to say it. I don't know how to be natural with it. I don't know how to get good at this. So today's message is very simple, that there's one way to get over the fear of sucking, and that is to suck fast. Just embrace it. Just lean into it. Okay. So a couple things to get over sucking. Number one is practice and role play every day. Practice and role play every day. You get your scripts. If you don't have the scripts, if you want to get pre-order a copy of my new book, More Yes, More Success, and got the t-shirt on, More Yes, More Success. If you want to get good at stop sucking, you got to practice. So first, when you pre-order this book, I'm going to give you a free complimentary download of all of the best real estate scripts in the industry. It's the Book of Yes scripts, the Vortex edition. You get a free download of that when you pre-order the book. So you can go to moreyesbook.com and you can get that. Okay. So once you get the best scripts, what do you got to do? You got to actually practice and role play these things every day. Okay. Now to start out with, just practice them. How do you practice them? You open them up and you start practicing. So a lot of agents are like, I don't know how to practice scripts. So, here's a very simple way to do it. Take the script, and when you download these, you can print them out and you can take the copies. This is bound, but you just take them and take the script that you want to practice and post it in front of you. You can tape it up on your wall or whatever in your prospect station, or you can just hold it. But when you prospect, you want to be talking like this. You don't want to be talking like this. Okay, because you're more powerful like this, and this is how you want to be talking on the phone. So when you're prospecting, you're talking to a prospect, you want to be face up, looking forward. Energy, standing is the best way to do it. You want to be standing up because your energy is going to be great. And then you just practice script. Okay. And that's how you do it. Hey there, my name is Kevin. My name is Kevin. Is this Bill? Hey, Bill, are you still accepting offers on your property? And I'm just going to practice the script over and over. I'm going to go all the way down through the script. I'm going to practice every single line on the script. Okay, now this is the first piece of it. Now, the second step is to start role playing that. Get another agent in your office or find another real estate agent that you know. Or if you're in our Facebook group in the Yes Masters Real Estate, Yes Masters Facebook group, you can post there and find partners there. Coaching members, obviously, they role play with each other, but you want to start role playing every day. If you have in your office, you have a trainer or your broker, maybe they'll role play with you and just say, hey, I want to get better at this. Would you role play with me 30 minutes a day? Okay. If you find other agents, this is the best way to do it. And you role play back and forth. Okay. And role play is like you pretend like you're on the phone talking to them, even if they're in the same room, or it can be done on the phone. Okay. So you just want to do this. And this is how you get good. And you're like, yeah, but I suck right now. Well, the only way to get past sucking is to practice. Okay, if I want to play golf, the only way you're going to ever get good at golf is you're never going to read enough books or watch enough videos or any of that kind of stuff or get the best clubs. Never going to get a set of clubs that you can skip the sucking part. You have to go out to the driving range. You have to go out to the putting green. You have to go out and actually play rounds of golf. You have to get out there and get into the game and get into action. And that action not only is to conquer the fear, this is how you get past the sucking. Now, it's better if you have a coach. So one of the things that I do with my coaching clients is we role play. Every week we role play scripts. Why? Because I know that when you're role playing and then I coach you on it, I can help you get better and better and better and better. But you have to start here. Okay. Embrace the suck. Okay. This is real simple. You have to embrace sucking. Now, here's another way I look at it. Sucking is the seed of succeeding. Okay, you heard the word succeed. I want to succeed as a real estate agent. If you want to succeed, then you have to embrace the seed of succeeding, which is sucking. Succeed. Yes. If you want to suck less, you must suck. Right? If you suck and you do it and you practice and you role play and then you get on the phone and you actually start calling prospects, you're going to suck at first. So I looked at it as even when I started prospecting, is I was just practicing. Like, okay, I don't know really. I'm not that good with for sale by owners or with expired listings. I'm like, I don't know. So what I do, I just made a commitment. I was going to prospect every day and start calling. And I just started looking at it as I'm practicing, but I'm going to practice on the for sale by owner. So if I practice on a for sale by owner and I screw it up and they hang up on me, what do? I get to learn from that. Right. And you get like, yeah, but you didn't get the appointment. You lost the opportunity. Right. But see, if I hadn't called the for sale by owner, I had zero chance of getting an appointment. And so if you just start practicing on actual prospects, practice on the for sale by owner, practice on expired listings, practice on an open house event, just get out there and practice having these conversations. What is going to happen is you're going to suck, but every time you do it, you're going to suck less. I'm planting the seeds of succeeding by sucking. You have to suck before you can succeed. Okay. I know this is every real estate agent's greatest fear, and real estate agents who've been in the business for a while and are like, yeah, I need to learn some new strategies, some new lead generation strategies, some new lead follow-up strategies. How are you going to learn them? Embrace the suck. You have to practice. You have to get out there and actually do it. Sucking is the sucking is the first step to succeeding. Now, here's the danger of it is because I feel like I don't have confidence. I don't have power. I don't have a process. I don't know what to do. You have to do that and break through this barrier of procrastination. Because procrastination is basically a lie that we tell ourselves, like, if I don't do it and I wait, at some point in the future, it's going to be better. At some point in the future, it's going to be easier. No, it's not. It's never going to be better. It's never going to be easier until you actually start doing it. And when you do it the first time, you're going to suck. I wanted to learn how to snow ski. There's only one way to learn how to snow ski. Okay. It's a funny story. When I was a freshman in college, I learned how to ski my senior year in high school. And basically I was, 17 years old, and I just you go up the lift, fall down 20 times, and get up to the lift, get off, fall down, getting off. And then you just get up, and I just kept getting up. And then finally I took some lessons. But I didn't take lessons until I went to college. And I was going to Abilene Christian University in Abilene, Texas. Now that's West Texas, where there's no mountains. There's not even hills. It's just like flat, and there's no snow. Certainly not ski slopes. So Abilene Christian University, one of the PE courses that they offered was snow skiing. And I'm like, how do you do that? So I signed up for it, and I knew that we would go on ski trips at some point. But here's what's funny. Showed up for the first week of school in fall semester, and the instructor gave us a book. And he said, here's a book on snow skiing. And this was back in the 1900s. So this was before internet. We didn't have video. We didn't have YouTube videos. You didn't have any of that kind of stuff. So he gave us a book, and he said, your job is to read the book. And that's it until December the 10th or whatever, the last 2 weeks before this winter break, before Christmas break. Then you're going to come and we're going to go to class, and we're going to just go over the trip. So basically there was a ski trip that we took, and that was our actual class. Was we went for skiing for 5 days or 6 days or whatever. And the only thing we could do in the PE class before the actual ski trip was read a book and then plan the trip. But I didn't know how to ski until I got to the slopes. Now, again, I'd skied as a senior in high school, so I knew a little bit about it, a little bit more than people who had never skied, and some people were pretty good at skiing. But then when we got there, that's when we got to actually get up on the slopes and take lessons. So the first day they lined us up. They had to ski down the bunny slope just to see how good you were. And then they kind of grouped you into like beginner and maybe an intermediate or whatever. And then we started taking lessons. And that's when I started really getting good at snow skiing, was when I actually was on the slopes skiing, falling down a million times, didn't have my technique right, but I was learning balance, and I was learning how it felt in the snow and the skis on the snow and all that. And then when I started taking lessons, that's when I started learning technique. And when I started learning technique, guess what happened? I started getting better fast. And all of a sudden, by the second day, we're on the blues. And by the third day, we're on the blacks, which is the diamonds, the black diamonds. If you've never skied before, don't worry about it. But it's just basically the higher level, the harder mountains, the steeper ones, the ones with moguls, which is the bumps on the snow. And it's amazing that that's how I got good at snow skiing. How? By getting on the snow and on the ski slope and actually skiing. You have to get into the game. Period. End of story. There is no shortcut to becoming great as a real estate agent until you just get out there and be willing to talk to people and suck at it. Okay? You're going to suck. But every person that you suck with, if you don't get the listing or you don't get an appointment, you still get better. So you're getting closer. Every conversation, I'm getting closer. I'm getting closer. I'm getting closer. I'm getting closer. And I just suck less and suck less and suck less until pretty soon you're actually pretty good. You actually don't suck that bad at all. And if you're practicing, so think of it this way: get on the phone this week, and whoever you're scared of talking to, but you know this is a path to getting business. So get expired listings. So start calling expired and cancel listings. Start calling for sell banners. And just call them, and every call is just practice. That's what I look at. It's just practice. They hang up. Well, I was just practicing. If they throw an objection, I get stumped on the objection. I'm like, hang on. I'm looking for the objection handler. It's all here, by the way. They're all in the book of yes scripts. And then they hang up, or I don't get the opportunity. I was just practicing. And then there's going to come the moment where you're just practicing, and you're going to actually have a seller say yes to you. Okay, I'll meet with you. And you're like, what? I didn't mean to get an appointment. I was just practicing. But you're not going to say that, right? You know that day will come when it actually will arrive. But it will only arrive if you're willing to actually get in the game and play. Practice, role play, chant the scripts, memorize the scripts, post them, look at them, eat, drink, sleep, record yourself. Get your phone and turn your voice recorder and just record yourself doing the scripts, and then listen to them over and over again when you're driving, when you're getting dressed in the morning. Just listen to them over and over and over again. Okay. If you have the book of yes, if you bought this book, in fact, I'll tell you this: when you get the book, pre-order the book, More Yes, More Success, I'll give you an opportunity to get the audio book of both this book, which the audio book's not finished yet, but it will be, but my book of yes, which has the scripts. You can get the audio book of this book, and it has the scripts where I'm actually reading the scripts to you, and you can actually just listen to that over and over and over again. So you're internalizing and you're learning the scripts. Okay. So you just keep doing it, and then start using it. Actually get on the ski slope and start skiing. All right. You're going to fall down. I get it. Get on the phone and actually talk to people. You're going to fall down. You're going to mess up. You're going to get hung up on. You're going to miss appointments. All that is going to happen, but it will continue to happen until you actually do it. Like, you're never going to get appointments if you don't call. Like Wayne Gretzky said in hockey, what does he say? You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. You miss 100% of the appointments you don't ask for. So how do I get good at setting listing appointments? Practice getting listing appointments. Practice and role play, and then actually get on the phone and actually start talking to people, and you will get better and better and better and better until you actually succeed. Same with going on listing appointments. Practice and role play your listing presentation. Practice, 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 and then get a listing appointment, and then go on a listing appointment. And when you go on the first listing appointment, you're not going to be fabulous. But if you've practiced enough and you've role played enough, then you're going to be able to go in and at least be competent at delivering it. And then you're going to have objections, and you may get stumped. You may not get the listing, but it doesn't matter. What matters is that you're getting better. And the more you fail, the faster you stop failing. Okay. Now, one of the problems is we're conditioned, we're conditioned going to school that the worst thing you could ever do is fail, right? You avoid it at all costs. Failure is the thing you want to avoid at all costs. Making a mistake. So one thing, when you're in school, you want to avoid at all costs because you get a bad grade. But in real estate, in business, the only way to win is to be willing to take the risk and to fail. And to fail over and over and over again until you fail less and less and less, till you succeed more and more. That is the path, my friend. So if you're afraid of getting objections, if you're afraid of getting rejection, if you're afraid of getting no's, if you're afraid of getting hung up on, if you're afraid of looking bad, if you're afraid of failing, that's okay. Embrace the suck. Face the fear and do it anyway. And the more you do it, the faster you get past the failure. The faster you get past the sucking part, so you don't suck anymore. You're never going to get to a point where you're so good you never get no's. You're never going to get to a point you're so good that you only get yeses. You're still going to get hung up on. It's just part of the game. Just part of the game. But the only way you're going to get to where you win is when you get out there and take enough shots, and you miss the ball, you miss the basket, you miss the basket, you miss the bat. Oh, you hit one. Yes, I was kind of lucky. Doesn't matter. I got better. And just keep, I play basketball. Keep playing, keep shooting the ball. And eventually you will win. So what is your greatest fear? This is how you, if it's the fear of rejection or the fear of looking bad or the fear of making a mistake or the fear of messing up, this is the path, my friend, for every real estate agent to start becoming great and become successful. Is you have to face your fears and play to win until you win.